Hi, this is 365821 and this is my book and manga haul for the month of September 2023. So first off, sorry if you can hear this weird buzzing sound. That's my computer in the background trying desperately to do something. It's so old now. So yeah, here you can see my little stack. I've got some charity shop books I should say. I've got a male romance, and I've got a stack of manga, and I've just put the manga on one side and the books on the other, so you can see I have 13 manga volumes and 5 pros, one that I went out my way to buy and the other 4 I got from charity shops when I was just popping in. Yeah, 13 manga is more than I aim for. I'm back on the nonsense of buying more than I should. Hopefully October will be a good month and I won't buy too many. But a lot of these I got for really good like costs. So like they were bargains, guys. Obviously they're going to be bargains. I very rarely buy things that aren't. Most of what I buy is below recommended retail price. So they were great bargains. They were ones that I wanted to pick up or ones that I just saw and I was like, oh, okay, then I guess this is the time that I'm buying them now, because they're too good to pass up price wise. So I'll go through everything that I bought and how much I spent, because that's a big part of what these hauls are about, and tell you whether or not I've actually read them, and many of them I haven't read yet, so they're going to have to go into future TBRs, because one of the big goals for me is to read everything that I'm purchasing, and I'm doing quite well so far. So yeah, these are going to be on my TBRs. Let's start off with the pros though, as I usually do, and show you what I got. So these are the 4 books that I picked up from charity shops in the month of September. The first one that I picked up was actually Fangirl by Rainbow Rell. I read Carry On last year. I read the series, loved it, still love it. I'm on the lookout for a hardback copy of Volume 1 with the lovely cover art on the hardcover. And I think a few months ago, I picked up, or maybe it was even last year, I picked up Eleanor and Park from a charity shop, took it home and read some reviews, and then found out that maybe Rainbow Rell was a bit of a problematic author. I'm not entirely sure exactly why, other than some people felt like the representation in Eleanor and Park wasn't great. So I will take what they say, because obviously I haven't read the book, and I will take that into consideration. But when I saw this in the charity shop for £1, I thought, well, why not? I'll give this one a go. So this is going to go in my pile of maybe I'll read this at some point. I know that Gabby from Gabby Reads is a big fan of Fangirl, and I know that this has been made into a manga, so it might be interesting to see the difference one day. But I haven't read the manga version either, so it's going on my, well, it's £1, let's see, but I might take this back to the charity shop at some point. I also picked up a couple of books because of Meg from Meg with Books. The Reverend Richard Cole's Murder Before Evensong. She's always going on about how she's going to read this at some point, but I don't think she has yet. And then A Quiet Life in the Country, a Lady Hardcastle mystery by T. Kinsey, which I know she has definitely read. She's going through the whole series. She loves it. She recommends the audiobook version. So I'm going to see if I can get the audiobook version, because I do have some credits, so I could spend them on this one. But the book itself I managed to get for £1 as well, so that's pretty cool. And the other one is Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky, which I've never heard of, but I see on This Bee Reads on Instagram quite a lot. So I've seen it, a photograph of it quite a few times, and I've always been like, oh, I wonder what that's about, because a lot of the books that This Bee Reads I enjoy as well, so I might enjoy this one. I have no idea what it's about. But yeah, these are the 4 books that I picked up. I think they're kind of interesting, a good eclectic mix, but also maybe good books. I don't know. I have not read them yet. These will be going on my oh dear, this pile is getting too big pile. And I might have to do some evaluation of my charity shop book purchasing and see if I actually want to keep some of them. I did try to get rid of some in March. I still haven't done that yet. So yeah, my non-manga, non-male romance piles are getting quite big, and I'll need to read some to get rid of some. And that's maybe a plan for next year. Or by the end of the year, I don't know. We shall see. But A Quiet Life in the Country is probably the one I'm most excited to read. The next one that is also prose, the only male romance that I picked up this month, physically anyway. I did pick up a few digital, read some things on Kindle Unlimited. This is With Abandon by J.L. Langley. It's the old version, Salwayne Publishing, from back in the day. And this completes my old version of this With or Without series by J.L. Langley so far. Unless she does happen to publish more, which I'm still gonna, fingers crossed, hope and pray that she does one day. So yeah, this was, when I first read these, the physical copies were so expensive, £200-300. For one of these, I remember seeing it over 1,000. You know, like such a markup. Like there's no way I'm going to get a copy. And then J.L. Langley decided to kind of self-publish or indie publish through Amazon. She got her rights back. This is a big deal when it comes to a lot of the books that were published around the end of the 2000s into the 2010s, that a lot of the authors had to fight and still have to fight to get their rights back, and just to be able to make it available to fans. So it kind of feels like they're being held hostage. Anyway, she got her rights back and she republished them, or she tried to do it through Dreamspinner, the Yellow Rose Press, and then eventually it was independently. So I'm not sure. She got burned once, twice, 3 times with this series, which seems like obviously she would want to give up and not bother writing more. But literally everyone who's read the series is like, give us a 4th book, please. Give us a proper 4th book. You teased us with the characters. Give us the 4th book. Anyway, I did a reread of the whole series at the start of this year. I put it up on my Patreon as a reading vlog, and it was interesting to compare and contrast the old version and the new versions. And I didn't have a physical copy of this particular volume. It was £25 at the cheapest I had seen it, £24.90 something. Anyway, this one went down to I think it was £13 or something on World of Books, but with a discount code I was able to get it for £11.13, and that's an amazing buy for this volume, considering, you know, for many years I just thought, well, I've been priced out of the market, there's no way I'm going to get a copy. So I have this, very happy, and I have the other 2 older versions and they're in pretty good condition. This one is in excellent condition, so I'm very, very happy. And it's kind of old-fashioned shirtless man on the cover and wolves in the background. What's not to love? So yeah, it's the 3rd book in the series, so it was a little bit trickier to get hold of. Very happy about this. I probably should feel happier, but I felt the joy when I saw it being advertised and that I could afford to buy it, and it wouldn't be, you know, a huge monetary investment. So I'm kind of calmed down now and I feel good about life in general. So yeah, With Abandon by J.L. Langley is a good one for me. So on to some manga, and I'm going to organise this maybe by where I purchased it. That's a good way to do it. And one of the first things I got this month was Sarazanmai. 2 things from Seven Seas. They are the official manga anthology, so there's lots of different mangaka who wrote things for this, and also Reo and Mabu, a story by Ikuni Rapper, Misaki Saito, and character designs Meiki. So these are like manga versions of the animated version of this story by, what's his name? Iku something? I don't know. I haven't watched it. And I know what you're thinking, why'd you go out of your way to buy these things? One, they're on my list to buy anyway. I picked up the two Sarazanmai light novels earlier, so I have both of those. So I only had these two to pick up, and Amazon were selling them for very cheap. So I got the manga anthology for £4.68 and the Leon Mabu manga for £5.50. So they're really good prices for these Seven Seas titles. They've been out for a few years now, but yeah, as I said, I have not actually watched the animated version, so I don't know what this is really about, except that I have a suspicion that it will be about gender and sexuality and society and all of that, because that's what the creator who did Penguin Drum and Utena, and I think he even did Sailor Moon as well. So yeah, so someone who is prolific and well loved and has a way with exploring gender and sexuality. I remember back in, I think it was 2008, my Japanese language class friend was like, oh my god, you're gonna love this person, go and watch all of their work. And so far I have not actually watched any of it. I started watching Penguin Drum when it came out, and I was just like, I think this is just like big brain energy, and I don't have big brain energy at the moment, so I don't know if it's something that I'm gonna enjoy, but I needed to get it for my collection, and I will eventually. So if you like Sarazanmai, if you've watched it, let me know, pitch it to me. I need to have someone say, watch it or read this. Like I need to have the impetus. I need to have someone be like, what are you doing? Get on that right now. And this is the reason why. Because as it is at the moment, I'm like, this can go in my drawer. I'll get round to it at some point. So yeah, Sarazanmai, but good prices. And that's the main thing for me. So the next thing I picked up, this was also from Amazon, and this was Cherry Magic. 30 Years of Virginity Can Make You a Wizard. This is a Square Enix publication. This is by Toyota Yu, and this is volume 7. And I think the only reason this was a good price, which was £6.36, wow, such a good price, is because volume 8 was coming out, or about to come out, and so they dropped the price down low from the previous volume. And I'm going to have to keep an eye out for volume 9 so I can get volume 8 for cheap too. These are usually at least £10, so maybe £9 something. So they're, you know, a little bit pricey for what they are. And I only have volumes 1 and 3 and 6. And so now I have volume 7. So I'm missing some, there's gaps in this one, and I haven't read it. I watched the drama, I loved it. I haven't watched the movie version though. I'm gonna have to see if I can get that. I just know that it would be wonderful to watch because I loved the drama. As soon as I saw the actors, I was like, yeah, and then literally 5 minutes in, I was like, oh my god, they're so precious, I love them. It really took me no time at all to get on board. And so it's good to see everyone loving it. And I feel bad that I haven't kept up to date with collecting them, but it is a big series, a long one. I know that there's going to be at least 10 volumes. So I feel like I still have some time to collect them and get them for good prices, because that's generally how I've been getting them. So I'm going to keep an eye out for some more of these and get my missing volumes 2, 4 and 5. And now 8, because 8 is out now as well. So yeah, but Cherry Magic, I really want to binge it. I really want to just sit and just read the whole thing because I loved the drama, and I kind of want to see more of the manga version. So the next one I picked up from Amazon is Sasaki and Miyano. This is by Sho Harusono, and this is a yen price title, and this is of course volume 2. This is my first Sasaki and Miyano, and obviously there's the spin-off ones as well, and there's the novel versions, and then there's the like, what they called, second years, uni days, I don't know, there's other things as well. So there's a lot of this world, this Sasaki and Miyano volumes that I'm behind on, and I kind of just left it go to the wayside and be like, I'll get them at some point. Oh, there's another one. They have quickly released them, I would say, yen press pretty consistently. And so I have kind of missed out because I didn't really jump on board straight away. And also because they're generally kind of expensive. They're always around the £9-10 mark, and I just don't want to spend that. So I'm only getting them when they're on sale, and they're very rarely on sale. But this volume 2 was on sale for £6.45, and that is the cheapest I've ever seen it. So I was like, get this volume 2, because that will be the impetus. You're starting a new series and you're going to need to get the rest. So yeah, it's a good thing because I can't actually read it, and it will give me the kick up the bum to try and be on the lookout for at least a volume 1 for a good price so I could read this. Because it will contribute by the end of the year to me not reading some of the things I purchased if I don't get one. And that's my big goal, is to read what I buy. And if I don't read this, then I feel like it's a negative. So I need to. Plus I've watched the anime and I know what it's about. So and I did enjoy the anime. It was good. But I'd like to read beyond the anime and see where the story goes. But I need to collect the rest of it to be able to get to that point. So yeah. I know a lot of people like Sasaki and Miyano, and I really enjoyed the animated version. It was super cute. It was very shoujo. It was very shoujo. I think that's what this series is, why it's described as wholesome. It's because it gives a lot of like floaty high school shoujo vibes, and that's not a bad thing if that's what you're into, and also if that's what you need at that time. And sometimes you just need that. So I do want to get volume 1 as soon as I can, but only for good price, because £6.45 is a good price. It's below my £6.99, £7 mark, and that's also something that I'm aiming for, to spend less than £7 per volume. So far I'm doing quite well. So here's another Yen Press title and another purchase from Amazon, and this is volume 1 of The Other World's Books Depend on the Bean Counter. This is Kazuki Irodori, with the original story, or the novel version, by Yatsuki Wakatsu, and the character design by Kika Ohashi. So yeah, I have had volume 2 for a while now. I got it from eBay for a really good price, like £3.50 or something like that. And I got outbid for volume 1, which was devastating. Devastated, but also like cheering on the person who bought it, because get a bargain, get it. But it did mean that it was really difficult to have this volume 2 sitting, especially from a series I'm like, I really want to read this. And also because volume 3 was coming out, I was like, I really need to try and see if I can get a volume 1 and a volume 3. So this one though was originally £7.33, but I purchased it with 2 other things as part of Amazon UK's 25th anniversary. So if you spent over £25, you got £5 off your purchase. So you're only actually spending £20. So if you're going to be spending the money anyway, that's great. And I hadn't seen this for less than £8 something, like £8.90. But it was reduced down to £7.33. And then as part of the deal, it was further reduced, because I got £1.45 off, to £5.88. And I was like, yeah, that's a great price. So I was very happy with that. £5.88 is brilliant for this. But oh my god, do I want volume 3 now? I haven't read this. I'm gonna read volumes 1 and 2 together, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to be on the lookout for volume 3 now to get it, and get it for a good price. And also the novel version, which has, I think, been announced that they're going to release that as well. And I'm looking forward to that one too, because I have been enjoying Yen Press's sort of like fantasy novel, BL. And I hopefully will be able to get a copy of that as well. It's going to be good. This is, salaryman, glasses character, fantasy setting, brilliant. Chef's kiss. And I kind of feel like I need to make a list of isekai, BL isekais that I enjoy, and hopefully this will be on the list. I can't see it not. Everyone has loved it, so I'm kind of got a bit of FOMO and I need to read this ASAP. I'm going to read it ASAP. Now, I did purchase quite a bit from Amazon. This was part of the order that I got the £5 off, which meant that the Case Files of Jeweler Richard, Volume 2 of the manga by 7Seas, was cheaper than it was originally put as, which was great because I had this in my cart for such a long time. So it was being sold for £7 exactly, but I got it for £5.33, I think. Roughly around that. It's either £5.33 or £5.34, something. And that's a pretty good deal, because I did get the first volume quite cheap. I know you can get the first volume quite cheap second hand, but the second one was a little bit more pricey. But it was originally like £6.80 or something, and I was like, damn. But then I got the £5 off, so I was like, it's okay. So it ended up being cheaper than it would have been. The art is by Mika Akatsuki, story by Nanako Tsujimura, and a character design by Utako Yukihiro. Once again, this has novel versions as well, and oh boy do I want to get these, because I know that the novel versions are much more gay. They're so gay compared to the animated story, which I also watched, and the manga version. Although the manga version, the first volume, I was like, this is very, very much. He's like obsessed with his good looks. He's Menkui. He just is absolutely obsessed with Richard and his fabulous face. So I would like to get the novel versions, and there's quite a few volumes of them, and I'm enjoying reading the prose that are coming out of 7Seas and Yen Press. They're putting some good stuff out there. So yeah, I am so happy that I can actually read this, though. It's a volume 2, but I've already got volume 1, read volume 1, and keeping up to date means I need to read this. So I'm going to enjoy volume 2 of this as well. They're kind of cute together, aren't they? And it's nice because I know the story because I watched the animated version, so it's cool. Now, the last thing I picked up from Amazon, which was also part of that order, which was the reason I was able to do the order, because this was £10.99, and it just took it just over the £25 mark, and that is Only the Flower Knows, Volume 2 by Rito Takarai, and this is a June manga title, and I have got volumes 1 and 3, so I needed volume 2, which means I can read this, yay! It's a volume 2 that I can read. It also means I've completed the 3-volume section, but I will need to pick up volume 4, which isn't actually part of this story, it's a spin-off prequel, and so it's historical as well, which, chef's kiss, with Rihito Takarai's artwork, chef's kiss. This is one that I just never thought would actually ever be published in English. We did have the first volume digitally with June Manga, very poor translations, poorly done, and to be able to get a physical copy of something that you didn't think you'd ever get is really nice, especially at this age. I did mention about like lists of things that we still don't have, but to have this is nice, and it just feels good to have certain things in my collection. I should probably go through the things in my collection that I'm really grateful to have, because I never thought we'd get them, and this is definitely on that list. So yeah, this was originally £10.99, but with my reduction in price, £9.21, roughly £9.21. It's pretty good for a new June manga title. I know I'm a little bit behind on some of them, but as I've said, because I was part of the Kickstarter, it kind of feels a bit weird to be purchasing some of the June manga titles that they've used the money for the Kickstarter without actually fulfilling the Kickstarter. So yeah, it is what it is. I'm happy to have this though, and I'm going to enjoy reading it by the end of the year. Now we're moving on to some eBay purchases. So this one I picked up on eBay. This is volume 1 of Manner of Death by Yukari Umemoto. The original story is Samon, and this is a yen price title. I read this already digitally through an Edelweiss reading vlog. I will put a link to that in the corner and maybe in the description if I can remember. And I think volume 2 has already come out, so I do need to pick that one up because I want to see how this ends. It's a mystery and it's about a pathologist, forensic pathologist, I think. And I think it's from like, is it Taiwanese? And then it's gone through different kind of iterations. So it's like, is it a Taiwanese story taken to Japan, made into a drama? In Taiwan maybe, and then taken, I don't know, like a novel version, and then made into a manga, and then translated into English. So it's like very transnational. I love that about it though. But there is an element of that you can kind of tell, and also it feels like this is a debut mangaka. It's not terrible, but there's definitely some aspects of it. Anyway, go and watch that. That vlog to find out my thoughts on this and some other Yen Press titles, which I really enjoyed. So thank you, Yen Press, for putting out some interesting BL. But yeah, I picked this up for £6, which I think is pretty darn good for a fairly new title. I was so surprised to actually see it on sale. So someone's obviously picked it up, wasn't for them, and they've sold it or got rid of it. And I'm like, I'll have that, thank you very much, for £6. Because like I said, Yen Press are sometimes a bit pricey. And so I will be on the lookout for volume 2 of this one. Now, another one that doesn't start a series but finishes a series. Woo woo! I have been on the lookout for a cheap version of this volume 2 of Hajin Use His House for so long. It feels like years now. It feels like years. And the cheapest it went down to was like, I don't know, £7.80 or £7.90 on Amazon. I think you can get it for cheaper now. Maybe. But for such a long time it just kept being £17.99 or dropped maybe down to £14, and I'm like, no. But I have it now in my hands, and this was £6.24 for a second-hand copy, which is in really good condition, and it does now mean that I can read volumes 1, 2 and 3 all together physically. I know you can read it on Lesin for, I think it's like wait till free, so you can actually read this volume, and I could have finished the whole series, but I kind of like, I still want to get the physical, so I waited. This is like a full colour, very much of the like the original webcomic type thing. This is a weird thing, the way that Korean BL has evolved and expanded and become such a huge entity, whereas when netcomics first started, it was like, oh, Korean webcomics and webtoons are going to be really huge, you should get on it now. And we were all like, yeah, okay. And then Lesson and, Tappy Toon and all these other apps are now like, yeah, we're here. We've arrived. We arrived a while ago. But it's taken me such a long time to get this one. So I will need to read volume 1 again just to refresh, so I can get, I think it's someone looking after someone in a house. I think that's the story. But it's Hajin Use, so I'm happy to have it. And that means I just have one more physical Hajin Use to get, and that is Totally Peeking Under the Sheets, volume 1, which is once again quite pricey. If you can get it for cheap, it's good. But yeah, £6.24, happy to have this in my collection, and completing a series, always good. So another 7Cs, this is volume 1 of I'm Kinda Chubby and I'm Your Hero. This is by Nore, and it's volume 1 of a 2-volume series. I managed to pick this one up for £5.80. Woo-woo! Really good price. I haven't read it yet, but it's only volume 1 and it's only a 2-volume series, so I'll be happy to pick up volume 2 and read it all together, but I will probably just read this volume 1 before I get that, just because, like I said, I want to keep up to date with what I'm buying and reading everything I'm buying. And this looks like a very quick and easy start to a romance. Someone is an actor and they're a little bit chubby. And it, like I said when I was opening it, it kind of gives Manly Appetite vibes, but maybe a little bit rounder, softer, maybe a little bit more romantic and less tsundere, because yeah, Otsu is very tsundere. So maybe this is less tsundere. I'm guessing because I haven't read it yet. But yeah, very happy to have this for such a good price. So yeah, I'm going to be on the lookout for volume 2 so I can read that one as well. On to another title which continues my collection of Given. This is volume 7. This is Natsuki Kizu and a Sublime title. Happy to have this one in the collection. And for £5.39, pretty darn good. Anything that's £5 something is always a good buy, and it's in incredibly good condition for a £5 book. I haven't read it yet. I will probably read it by the end of the year though. Volume 8 will be coming out soon. If I can get that for a good price, that will be good as well. And I will keep on until the series is finished. I know a lot of people are getting sad because I think it has finished in Japanese, so some people have been spoiled. I have not been spoiled. Please do not spoil me in the comments, but please do comment down below if you'd like to and tell me how you felt about it, if you were spoiled, because that's a big thing. Oh, I'd hate to be spoiled for this. And I don't know, are we getting more animated versions? Are we getting... They did a movie. Did I watch the movie? Did I see them? I don't know. Will we get more of it animated? Because it was super popular. Like, super popular in Japan. But yeah, I kind of feel like I did see in my readathon, it was like overhyped. But I don't know if overhyped is the wrong... I would say it's wrongly hyped because so many people say that Given is wholesome. And I don't think it is wholesome. I think it deals with some hard-hitting, heavy issues. And if you've watched the anime or you've read the manga, then I don't think you could disagree. They are heavy, hard-hitting issues. It's just maybe done in a way that makes it easier or palatable. But I would absolutely hate to have lived through some of the things that some of these characters have lived through. They are traumatic. So yeah, I think it's incorrectly hyped. But I think it is hyped appropriately because it is very good, and Natsuki Kizu is a wonderful mangaka. She does beautiful artwork, and she's got great storytelling, and her chibis are cute, and yeah, it's all very nice. But I also think this is heavy, and so part of me didn't want to read the manga because I'd watched the anime and I knew what the story was going to tell me, and I wasn't sure if I could handle it. I have a glass heart. So yeah, I feel like trigger warnings are more appropriate than saying this is so wholesome. So yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about where it's going to go for volume 8. But yeah, everyone said that volume 7 was good, but will it break my heart? Let me know in the comments. Warn me, please. I need to be warned. So here is another Sublime title. This is volume 1, Scattering His Virgin Bloom. I always think it's Blossom, but it's Bloom. Aya Sakyo. This is an Omegaverse title. It's volume 1, which means I can read it. And it's only a 2-volume series, which means it's easy to collect. I'm happy about that. Explicit content. And Omegaverse, you know I love Omegaverse. Woo woo! So I think I will probably be able to get this read very quickly. October is full of the Manga Freakathon, so you know, it's a time to read manga. I probably should have been able to read all of these this month, but I didn't. But yeah, a volume 1 means I can read it, no problems. Now, when I tell you the price of this one, oof, what a bargain. £3.30. I know. And it's in amazing condition. Momox, thank you very much for the bargain. So yeah, I'm going to try and see if I can get volume 2 for a good price as well, because I think it would be a fast and easy thing to read the two of them together. And Aya Sakyo's work, I'm glad that we got this, but so much more of Aya Sakyo's work we should have gotten and we didn't. And I feel bad about that because I love shifter stories, and so much of her manga is shifter. And for me, I'm like, yes, give me all those animal ears. Give it to me. But I'm happy we got the Omegaverse one as well. So yeah, am happy that I got this one for such an amazing price, and I will be able to read it straight away. So yeah, I'd love to know if you enjoyed this one and what other physical Amigaverse is there out there. There's not a lot. I don't think there's a lot of physical Amigaverse. Megumi and Tsugumi, I think that's the other one I haven't got any volumes of yet, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that. So I think that's Sublime's only Amigaverse. I kind of need to know what other Amigaverse are there that I can collect, because you know that's my jam. So this is the final one to show, and this is Sick by Tomo Kurahashi. This is a Kuma published title, and this is something that I bought on Vinted. Now I didn't get an amazing bargain, but I still think it was a pretty good bargain, because Kuma titles are sometimes pretty expensive, but then when they are reduced on places like Amazon, they are really great reductions. But they're usually still pretty pricey. This one I got for £6.34. That included shipping, so it was like £3. I think it was on sale for £3, but then you have to add on buyer protection, and then you have to add on shipping. So altogether it was like £6, less than £6.50. So I think it was £6.34. That's kind of my guess. But I have not read this one yet. I know a lot of people didn't enjoy it. Like, it doesn't seem to have a lot of love. But I really enjoy the artwork, and I know Tomo Kurahashi has like a really good reputation in terms of manga, but I don't know anything about this one, other than I think it's like something to do with university students, which is a nice age group to read from. So yes, I don't know why it's called Sick. But seeing as this is going up late, this will be going up late on my Patreon, it'll be going up late on my channel. You may have noticed the reason why is because for a lot of the month of September I was sick, and I didn't get to read all of the manga that I would be showing. I probably would have read them already, and I didn't get my 1330 finished. My final vlog, my final two vlogs, like one of the vlogs just got completely cancelled. So there might be an abandoned vlog coming the Patreon's way because I don't think I can put everything into my buddy read vlog. So yeah, that's another thing. So yeah, that one was the casualty, unfortunately. My final week or two of September were not great. I was feeling sick. But I wonder what this one's all about, because I haven't read it. Yeah, many of them. But I did get a good buy, and the lady, I think it was a lady who sent it, was so super sweet, and she wrapped it up really nice, and she gave me little milk sweets, and she gave me a lovely postcard that was very autumnal, and it was just so well packaged. So this was a delight to open. It was a really nice, felt like a gift. And like, I know I bought it, but it felt like a gift. And I think that's just a really nice thing to do, to, you know, package things up. And it felt like I was buying something from someone in Japan, because that's generally how they, you know, they put a little bit of effort into the packaging. When you get given a gift, you say, the person will say, "Tsumeranai mono desu kedo," which means this is just a trifle, this is not a very big thing. And even if it isn't a very big thing, the way that it's packaged or presented makes it special. And so yeah, I really liked getting this one. It made me feel really good. So I'm happy that I have it in the collection, and that it's added to my Kuma collection, because I'm doing quite well with Kuma. I'm keeping just a little bit behind, and that's an okay position to be in when it comes to their releases. So this is everything that I picked up for the month of September. It is 13 volumes of manga and 5 volumes of prose, one of them being the Meow romance. I am really happy that I was able to pick up all of these. I'm disappointed that I haven't been able to read any of them, because Manner of Death I read digitally. So, I mean, it's great because it's added a whole heap of great titles to my TBR, but I haven't actually been able to read any of the ones that I picked up this month, which is, like I said, because I was a little bit ill for the month, which is a shame. Never mind. I'm very happy about the prose ones. I'm intrigued by Children of Time because I don't really know what it's about. I'm happy that I got With Abandon because it completes that collection. And A Quiet Life in the Country, Meg from Meg with Books always goes on about it. But in terms of the manga, I'm very, very happy that I was able to complete His House. That's a really good one. That I'm keeping up to date with Given, that I was able to complete Only the Flower Knows, the 3 volumes. That I've got Sick that I can read because it's just a 1-volume one. That I can start Scattering His Virgin Bloom. I can continue Julia Richard. I can start The Other World Books. And I can start I'm Kinda Chubby. So there's quite a good little selection. The ones I can't really read are, well, the Sarazanmai, because I need to watch the, the anime to know what that's going to be about. Sasaki and Miyano, and Cherry Magic. Those are the 2 that I can't. And those are the ones that I kind of purchased together. So I knew buying them was kind of a bit of an investment for the future. My future reads, and I probably won't be able to read them by the end of the year. So they will probably go on that list of, oh well, unless I can get them. But yeah, this is a good wee selection. It's nice. It's a nice selection. And, you know, other than Only the Flower Knows, like I think almost all of them were under £7. So that's pretty darn good. I'm happy about that. But yeah, which ones of these would you think I should read first? which one should I go with? I don't know. Oh, I don't know. But anyway, this is September's. 1330 was a bit of a bust. I did not manage to get them, but I did read so many of my digital titles. I feel like I'm really caught up with my Tokyo Pop titles now. So in terms of September's reading, I have done well. And considering I was sick for almost two full weeks, I did quite well. And I had visitors, so that took up some time. I also was visiting myself, and that took up time. But I have been MIA, so if you've been wondering, I'm okay. I've just been ill. And working. Oh my god. Working's terrible, isn't it? Does mean I can buy more books maybe though. Which is a good thing. Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can still rein it in for October. October is gonna be an interesting month. If I see some things that are bargains, and I have already seen something that I haven't purchased yet, but I want to get, and a couple of other things that I kind of want to get. I did a reread of a book that I haven't picked up yet physically, and I'm like, and I had an extra credit, and I was like, just get the Audible, and I was like, damn it, why did you do that? Because I could get the physical just for the same price. So I think I will just pick up the physical copy. It has to be done. It's a male romance, and it might end up being my favourite book of the year. Maybe. It's a close competition. Anyway, so yeah, October we have a couple of different readathons happening. Manga Freakathon is one. I know that there is another one happening. Is Sarah, I think, is doing one on as well. I can't quite remember what it's called, but it's also a Halloweeny bingo board one, which I want to take part in. So I am gonna try and see if I can make some sort of TBR that might go up before this video. Who knows? Also, editing, terrible. When will this video go up? I don't know. Hopefully, fingers crossed soon. We shall see. It's been a month, guys. It's been a month. Anyway, I hope your September was better than mine. I started strong. It started so strong, and then it fell by the wayside. And yeah, I'd love to know your opinion on any of these titles as well. Which one should I read first? I don't know. I think I might. I'm going towards the Scattering His Virgin Bloom because it's Omegaverse. You know I love a good Omegaverse. Yeah, so hopefully you guys had a good September. Take care. If you didn't, look after yourselves. Hydrate and all that helps. Thanks for watching to the end of this video. It's probably very long, but thanks for supporting me anyway. And yeah, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Bye.